All right. So looking at euro US dollar. It's let's see, Friday, December 16th, 6:17 a.m. This video is going to be more about reflection than about the actual trades. Pretty choppy tonight, well, to some extent. This is options expiration, so you can see through here. There's quite a bit of chop going on. I had a really difficult time entering, or really just getting trades to stick tonight. So kind of started trading right here after the lower swing, nice little push down, and price came back up to retest. Excuse me. Price came up to retest supply here, so got short and then got stopped. So that was the first one. So some things I need to work on. The first is respecting, or just really just trading on limit orders, because you know, I had a limit or on some of these I had limit orders, and then I kind of jumped in before letting the limit get filled. And that's something I need to work on. So this was the first one right here. Seems decent enough, and obviously that one did not work. Right, price came right back up. Now, interesting thing here is that we did have a lower low, but even then, you know, still a failure. Price did one of these. Was looking to get filled over here for a short. We never really pushed up prior to pushing down, so that was fine. No trade there. So there was one trade in here that it's tough to say. It was a 5-minute trade. I may have been better off not taking it because the hourly was about to close, and you know, it was looking like it could be a bullish reversal, which is exactly what we ended up getting. And the exact price pattern I was looking at on a 5-minute chart was this one right here. So this candle closed up pretty nicely, and again, you can see the impulsive move was to the downside. The impulsive move was to the downside, and then as we came back up off these levels, we stopped, you know, at this horizontal level, put in a reversal bar, and then, you know, in fact, we actually managed to make a little bit of a lower push down on the candle. Again, you know, I don't remember exactly how I entered this. Might have been market, might have been limit. But the thing is, it didn't work, right? So price, this was a pretty good level because price had come through here quite a bit and been rejected multiple times. And after seeing, you know, this acceleration to the downside, I thought we'd see some continuation, but, you know, unfortunately, that's not what happened. You can see very quickly that their price just kind of shot up. So that was unfortunate. But again, you know, it was with the trend, the near-term trend. So I can't beat myself up too much for that one. The other one was, you know, sort of with the trend too. What else do we have? So at that point, you know, you're down to took a what else? A third entry. I believe I was short through here somewhere. If I can find it, I'll point it out. But there was another entry, and that one was simply It went for break even because price managed to push up significantly and stop me out. So that was three there, and then I took a few more entries, off 15 minute. So there was this one here. That one didn't work. This one here, which would still be in play, but to some degree, probably not the best ball, but there's a certain game plan I had coming into this night, and that criteria. Um, I think taking trades before that, and most have any one hit. So looking at the 5 minute on a very recent time scale, there's a little sell off here, and inside of that, if you go to a 5 minute chart, you can see a couple entries. So on this pushback up into supply, this candle right here gave us an outside bar reversal, took a retracement and a pullback there. Unfortunately, that one didn't work, and then right after that, we actually have this reversal bar, which is a very nice formation in my opinion. That one stops out as well. So I think it's best just to call it a night at this point. Is is simply to just wait for the hourly to push cleanly above at least this level here, if not this level as well, and put in a nice long wick, and then just close inside this range. And at that point, enter short, put a stop of the high, and look for fallout. At least the bottom of the range, and then obviously beyond that is the bottom of the overall range, which is a good um, 60, 70 pips. So that's the only trade that I'm really interested in taking at this point. And then beyond that, if and when price can come and break this point right here, this pivot, and we actually trade up and then pull back to it, I'd be looking for longs to develop off of that. But other than that, that's pretty much it. So um, this week isn't looking the best. I may, at some point look to scale down my position. Um, just while I get back in the groove and kind of pick things up. And just looking to become more disciplined, really, because although in so far, looking at it in hindsight, again, I'm still looking at it right after the fact. Some of these trades just ended a few minutes ago, so it's tough to say. But it looks like for the most part, they weren't execution errors. They were more um, just just it was a bad night. A lot of stuff didn't work, and tonight being options expiration, I really think that's something that is important to keep in mind looking forward. Options expiration week, especially the last 2 days before it, can be really unpredictable. I don't have the correlation that I'll see often, but so far it seems like price is very unorganized. Um, so maybe one option is and again, I that it's a byproduct of options expiration. Then we just kind of wait to see what price does. Um, so because my initial game plan was to be my cursor is off this hourly candle. As you can see, there's some support here through here, resistance here, um, and then again we're testing this level as support, and we're putting in a reversal bar. So off of that would have been a decent long entry, at least to the top of the range. So a 1-to-1 risk to reward. Um, what do you want to do? And then, um, but other than that, it's bound to be check, as well as the so the discipline. It's so I guess to answer that part, I don't see myself making trades that I know are things that I can work on probably in terms of patience and just the exact area of the of the trade, and really keeping in mind lower time frame swing points to try and accommodate. So you can see the pretty clean breakout here, and this is what I want to see. I want to see price break through here. I want to see all the stops here get cleaned out, and then I want to see price close back below. So it's just a quick spike. People can get the higher prices, and then on a close below, they're getting wiped out, and their pain becomes is essentially a better price for the banks, who will most likely exit at the bottom of the range, if not 129. And then obviously, if we break up, we don't want to be trading breakouts. We want to be waiting for the pullback and then getting long off of that again. So we'll see how this one goes, and it's. I think this move is really going to determine, for the next, at least the next week, but we'll see how this